So everybody knows that we're actually living in a different world, and it's called the world of online marketing, the world of digital, the world of having eyes on you. And really, in a world of over 3 billion people, if you're not loud all the time consistently, then no one's going to hear you. And when we talk about no one hearing you, it means that you are just blending in. If you're not relevant, you're irrelevant. If you're blending in, no one is watching you. And today I have someone that is very near and dear to my heart. And he's going to tell us the story because he is leading from the front line, like I like to call it, leading from the front line in marketing, in real estate, in everything that he's doing. He is a gorilla in marketing, and I love it. And I'm so happy to have you here. Gino, introduce yourself to the world of agents in the trenches.
Dímelo, Coach Lucy Q. How's it going, agents in the trenches family? I am super excited. I'm pumped up. I am obviously every time I get on any live, any video. If you guys follow me on social media, and I hope you do, at Gino and Morales on Instagram or all my social medias. But you know that I like to be like energetic, and I think my background plays a big role in that, just because doing the entertainment thing and in the beginning prior to real estate, but I'm super excited to be here with you, Lucy. Thank you so much for the invitation. This podcast, and obviously I have a lot of respect for you, everything that you're doing, building leaders, and just delivering massive value to our agent and not just agents, but the real estate community as a whole. I think that is really, really something that makes you stand out as an amazing leader. And the Agents in the Trenches podcast is something that I really respect. I love the name because a lot of coaches, a lot of different leaders, or people that are teaching and helping develop other agents, a lot of them are not really involved in the trenches as much. They're more on the back end, right? They're kind of like hidden, or they retired. So now all they do is coaching. But now agents in the trenches. This is us. This is our community.
Yes.
This is realtors coming together, sharing proven tactics that actually work, because we're the ones that are out there in the trenches meeting our clients where they're at. So that is something that I'm really, really excited about. But I feel like I'm over here talking too much. Lucy, take it away. I'm super excited.
I'm getting goosebumps just hearing you. I think the energy that we're going to bring to our audience today, if those of you that are watching live, go ahead and copy the link, put it on all your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups, all your groups and your chats, because we are going to break it down and you're going to see the evolution of someone that got into real estate and that just got on the fast lane. And let me tell you, Gino, Agents in the Trenches started 2 years ago because I said to my right-hand running partner, Dalia, I said, we got to get loud. We got to get loud in the market. We have to be the voice. We have to be the voice with the right message for our audience. And I love nothing more, like you just said, there's a lot of people that call themselves coaches, but they've never really even been out in the trenches. There's a lot of people that say they can teach someone else to build and develop and scale their business, but they've never come in from ground zero. There's a lot of people that are out there charging big bucks and doing all kinds of things, but they've never really put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears, right? So they're full of theory. And let me tell you, I will never forget my broke, busted, and disgusted days when I first got into real estate. I remember my mentor said to me, Lucy, never put down your pen. Always keep your pen in your hand. That means never forget to get back in the trenches. Never forget to lead by example. And so what we did was we started Agents in the Trenches, and it's the real, raw realities of realtors, business people, and entrepreneurs in real estate. Because listen, you and I both know that social media is like the Kardashian world. Everything is perfect. Everything is good. Everybody's a gazillionaire. But behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes, there's something else that's going on. So we've got people here that are logged in. We got Ken, we got Emily, we got Marketing Zen. Guys, show some love to our guest today, Gino. We got Brian Perez, who actually took my 30-day content challenge. And he's like on day 22, because I'm blowing it up with Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp. To all my friends that are going to be joining us. So let's kick it off, because I'm waiting. I'm excited to hear your story. How did you get into real estate?
So, this, I'm super excited. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I see Joe Met. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Joe Meti, Emily, Ken, everyone else that's tuning in. Like Lucy mentioned, everyone, and invite those agents that need to tune into this podcast. Not just today, but every time we're live. Just make sure you're delivering. You're showing up as a leader. But something that I really hold close to my heart is, when it's time to get dirty as a real estate agent, you have to roll up your sleeves and get dirty. And that's something that me and my wife have always done in our business, in our career as real estate professionals. So my background is it's pretty much marketing. I actually owned a multimedia business before I got into real estate, but even before the marketing business, I was actually a music artist and a DJ before that. So pretty much all my young teenage years, through my middle school years, I did music, right? So as a musician or an artist, you're pretty much an entrepreneur, right? You have to. Back then there was no TikTok, there was no everything you had to do was like by hand. If you wanted to sell your music or things of that nature, you had to go get dirty, print the CDs, print the marketing, get a nice marketing budget behind you, do the artwork, and go to the streets, go talk to people, go to events, pretty much the stuff that we do now as real estate agents, going to network. That's the stuff that we had to do as music artists, just to spread the word of, hey, I am a music artist. Listen to my music, listen to this. So that kind of got me started into the entrepreneur world of music, and obviously kind of led me into marketing because as a young teenager, I'm not working a job, it's hard to come up with money, right? So
Right.
I pretty much went into YouTube University, into Google, and I just began to learn Photoshop, how to create covers for your albums and your CDs, and how to, like, everything that goes into marketing behind the scenes for a music artist, I learned. And that fast forward into around my 20s, that kind of led me into going more into the DJ side of things, and I got to DJ different corporate events. I got to DJ like different events for different businesses. So it kind of got me into more on the professional side of things.
Okay.
And obviously that kind of led me to opening up my own marketing, almost like my own marketing firm, where I did a lot of social media marketing. I did brand building with different organizations, restaurant owners, entertainment owners, like I got into that world of creating content and developing content to help brands, not only publish and be able to, how can I say it, like not to only be able to spread and share their business, but also share their vision and their mission of what they do with their business. And that actually got me into to connecting over with a couple different real estate agents. I wasn't a realtor at that point. But that led me to getting connected with a realtor, and I did pretty much refresh someone's brand. I think it was like a Keller Williams office. They had like a nice team of like 4 or 5 agents. I rebranded their entire marketing. I did new logos, new social media content,
Wow.
and at that point, my wife was doing property management, and
Mm,
then that kind of it triggered me, and it kind of gave me the idea. It's like, hey, like, you're already doing real estate. You don't know it yet. You're
right.
doing property management. It's a different side of real estate, right? If you are an investor, but
Mhm.
I kind of planted the seed. I was like, hey, like, you should consider getting your real estate license. Now, not to mention her family has been in, they own multiple properties, so she's been around real estate her whole life. She just naturally kind of like fit in that scenario. And I was like, hey, get your license. I feel like, I think you'll do really good. And obviously she got her license, and her first 6 months in the business,
Uh-huh.
I was able to help her behind the scenes doing all the social media content. And you know what, when you're a brand new realtor, you don't, this is
Yes.
something that I always teach agents. as a brand new realtor, you should be positioning yourself in a way where you are opening and connecting with more individuals, whether that's on social media, whether that's doing open houses. Nowadays, right? Like if you join, like depending on the brokerage or the team that you work, right? Leverage your
Mhm.
brokerage's listings, right? Go do open houses, position yourself as a leader, and leverage that open house to create content and position yourself as a marketer first
Yes, yes.
on social media, right? As an agent. So that's kind of like what got me into the real estate space.
So
And
that's an amazing intro, but I wanna recognize some of the people that are connected here. They're like, okay, they want to know what was your first hell yeah moment, right? When you got into real estate, I mean, after doing everything you had been doing, right? The marketing, the DJing, when was the first time after you getting into real estate that you were like, hell yeah, I, I'm in the right place. I'm gonna make this happen. What did that do to you? How did you even get there?
so the funny thing is, when I was doing that transition from my DJ entertainment world over to the professional realtor side of things, um, I was already creating content. And this is where, like, to promote myself as a DJ or as a business owner, because at that time of my life, I had my multimedia business. So I would have to learn how to run my own ads to, reach the business owner, or, things like that. So that led me into already having that experience. So when I came over and transferred that over into real estate for my wife in her first 6 months, uh, her first transaction was a listing. We never paid for leads. I mean, we started off at a small company that didn't have any marketing, any tools, no CRM, no nothing. It was literally you just have to do everything yourself. So
Okay.
we leveraged the fact that I knew marketing. Her first transaction was a listing, and we were able to sell that listing as brand new realtors. And we just leveraged Facebook and Facebook Live videos. So what you're watching right now, right? This is when Facebook Lives were really, 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 really popping. This is before
Okay.
TikTok. So I want to say my first hell yeah moment was like when we were able to sell that property and leverage that property to get more buyers,
Oh wow.
as brand new agents. So that kind of positioned and opened the door as, hey, to my wife, because I wasn't even a realtor yet, but it positioned her into, hey, I am an agent. I'm here. I position myself. Even though you're a brand new realtor, you shouldn't look like a brand new realtor.
Come on now. Let's go. Yes.
That's the biggest
Say
thing.
it.
That's the
Say
biggest
it.
thing.
Say it louder for the people in the back. So everyone that's listening now, if you're listening now, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching on replay later on, or you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay, because these are the golden nuggets. These are the nuggets. These are the treasure, nugget moments where you need to audit yourself and say, okay, what is the message that I'm delivering out there, right? Nobody needs to know how long you've been in real estate. So say that again. You
Yeah,
positioned yourself. Go ahead.
yeah. Pretty much, it's simple. Like you have the experience, because if you think about it, you spend however long it took you to get your real estate license, but
Right,
that's experience. No,
right,
nobody has that experience. A traditional client doesn't have
right.
the experience of going through that course and taking the exam and doing all of that, getting the training. You're already more experienced than everybody else. You are a professional as soon as you get that license. So in our eyes is, we don't want to look like a brand new realtor, even though we know we are brand new. You're surrounded with team leaders like
Yes,
Lucy, right?
yes,
You're surrounded with other amazing agents in your office. Leverage that and know that you are, even though you're new, you're getting the mentorship. You have the answers. You just haven't asked the right questions yet. But online, on social media, don't position yourself as a brand new realtor, because now you're almost cutting off
yes,
and almost like exposing yourself, saying, hey, I'm brand new, and now
yes.
everyone feels like they can take advantage of you, which has happened, right? We have amazing and horrible, terrible stories that has happened throughout the years. But online, position yourself as an expert already. Even if you're taking your license right now, I don't care. Document that entire journey, saying, "Hey, I'm going for my license, right? If you want to give people a raw behind the scenes look, but as soon as you get that license, your marketing, your content, your videos should make you look like an expert right off the gate.
Yes. Okay, so let's break that down. We got some questions here. How do you keep pushing when the deals fall through, the leads are start ghosting you, and doubt creeps in? I think that's a really important one. You wanna tackle that one real quick before we continue?
Yes, we've had a lot of that. So we obviously have had, I want to say like 2, 3 transactions that has maybe fell apart. And most of them is either finance issues. Maybe we had one that obviously, the buyer decided to purchase a car right before closing, and that definitely messed things up. But as a real brand, it depends, right? If you're a brand new realtor, something that I always tell agents is when you're positioning yourself, you should always be positioning. You're magnetic, right? Right, like you should be attracting
You
business.
need to be magnetic. I think
Right? Yeah,
that's the first thing. Like you need to be like think of the people you like doing business with. Like right at Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp, Gino, and there's 2 Ginos here. I got one Gino that shows up to Winners Wednesday. He's watching live. Say hi, Gino. Write something in
Gino.
and then you got your counterpart, Gino Morales, over here. But I tell people, you got to play the part. You got to act like the person that is, fun to be with, that is confident, that, you got to play the part. Like you have to have a visual of who do I want to become, and then just start being. Let me tell you, when I got into real estate, there was no one more shy than me. There was no one that, oh my goodness, I couldn't sell water to a dehydrated person in the desert. I would know how to sell water to a dehydrated person in the desert. I would always sit in the back of the. I had all the odds stacked up against me, but I had a powerful mentor, and he would always push me forward, push me forward. So playing that part, and like you were saying, I want to continue there. Be a magnet for people. Be the kind of people that people want to be around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And naturally, everyone has, if you're a brand new agent, the first thing that I would do is figure out what behavior type you are, right? We all have, take the DISC assessment, get with Lucy. Lucy has, I'm pretty sure she can get you.
I got the DISC assessment. Yep.
Get that DISC assessment. That's the first thing that I would do. There's a book that I recommend every new agent to, not even if you're new, like if you're a seasoned agent and you still have no idea what's your behavior type, or you want to learn a little bit more about your behavior type, go search behavior. It's spelled just like that, behavior. It's a green book. It has like green lettering on top. There's actually a couple, like a series. There's like selling virtual, and then because when the pandemic came about, but behavior goes into detail of the different behavior types, right? I am naturally an S behavior. I am steady, calm. I'm an SC. That's even worse, right?
Are you really an SC?
I'm an SC. This is why I'm so detailed. I kind of overthink a lot of things. I'm really detailed, and when any project that I do, but I had to get uncomfortable. I am naturally an SC, and I am really an introvert at heart. I am an introvert naturally. And going into the DJing thing, which is totally opposite of being an introvert, you have to learn how to host. You need to learn how to engage with people, with your audience. If you're, things of that nature, that got me uncomfortable. And the thing is, a lot of agents don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to stay in their. This is them. They want to stay steady. I don't want to stay steady, even though I'm known naturally to be steady. But I'm willing to get uncomfortable to become a magnetic person that naturally attracts that individual that wants to do business with me, or that agent that wants to join my team, or that, that's the type of person that you want to become. And nowadays you have, Selling Sunset, all these companies and all these different shows, which is fine. Those shows are fine. They're selling real estate. Yeah, you have a little bit more of the everything else, a little glamour and things of that
No,
nature.
the
But
bougie stuff. That's all
yeah,
that's the fantasy land. That's the
yeah,
fantasy land of real estate, because the reality of real estate, and that agents in the trenches, we want to talk about the real raw realities of, the struggle is real. Getting out of your comfort zone is real. I want to come back and pick up right there, but I want to give a shout out to my premier partners. Everything that I do at Winners Wednesday Productivity Boot Camp, and everything that we provide, and everything that I always look for partners. So we're going to take 2 seconds and give them a quick shout out. So if my team will go ahead and give that shout out to Red Zone, we'll be right back.
Red Zone Insurance. Dándote el poder de crecer. RedZoneInsurance.com.
Red Zone Insurance tiene increíbles oportunidades de franquicias y queremos compartirlas contigo. Llama al 305-255-1901 y conocerás el camino a emprender tu propio negocio, tu propia franquicia. 305-255-1901.
RedZoneInsurance.com.
And a little salsa while we get back, right? Talk to us about getting out of your comfort zone, because just yesterday, so check this out. I decided to play so full out this year here in my local market. I said, I'm going to leave it all on the field, right? So I started Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp on January 15th. We've been going 28 weeks nonstop every Wednesday in person. And then in July, I said, okay, we need to explode this. We need to go to another level, right? So I started doing a Monday, Make Money Monday mentorship huddle. And people started showing up, realtors from other companies, realtors that love their brokers, but obviously the broker is broker, right? So they come and hang out with Lucy. And one of them was talking about, I know what I got to do, but I say I'm going to do it and then I don't do it. And I said, you're in your comfort zone. So go ahead and share with us your experience in getting out of your comfort zone.
That's the biggest issue as an industry, right? You have agents that, and this is it connects over into, the reality shows that we see, right? We see the Selling Sunsets, we see all the, Manhattan and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's good motivation. But what happened, the word motivation only lasts so long until you are not motivated anymore, right? So what we have to do, as not just as real estate agents, but as a human being, is you should have something that drives you every day to get up and show up, not only for yourself, but is it your son? Is it your daughter? Is it your wife? Is it your husband? Is it your family? Is it leaving a legacy behind? Is it, right? That drive anchors you to show up, right? And actually take action. Right. So everything kind of starts in the mindset. If your mindset is not where like I see a comment here, like, how can we stay confident and bold with marketing, right? Even when the results are slow. Mm-hmm. Easy. It's all a mindset. It's because I know that there's an individual in the future that's going to want to do business with me one day, once they're ready, buy or sell, or they have family that will, right? Yeah. So if you're staying consistent, right? It's motivation, right? If you're staying consistent, documenting, posting, it's only a matter of result for someone to say, hey, I see all your content on social media. I'm interested in buying and selling, or I'm interested in selling my house, or I'm interested in joining, real estate, right? So it's all about consistency. Motivation drives. It's good for a couple weeks, right? You're motivated, but if you don't turn that motivation right away into consistency, into actual action, mm-hmm. none of it matters. None of it matters. It's the same thing when you show up to events and you're there, you take all these amazing notes, right? You're super motivated. The speaker's like right there in your face and you feel like he's talking to you. But when you get home, you have real life hit you. And now you have to ask yourself, who do I want to become? And it all goes back to like, what am I showing up for? How, what's that next level of me? And that it eventually kind of translates over into everything that you do, right? Everything starts inside first. Whatever you have going on in your personal life, eventually shows up in your business. But mindset is the biggest one. It's the biggest thing, is that without the mindset, you won't be able to take any action on anything. Doesn't matter. I can give you 500 leads right now, and they can all be hot leads. You still won't take action on them.
Yes.
You still won't close them.
Listen, Emily Alterman wrote mindset. Let me tell you, there used to be a commercial way back when I was a little kid. That was the other day, right? And it would say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Have you ever heard that commercial?
I have not.
Back in the Flintstone days. I mean, it was old back then. I mean, I don't even know when, but it would say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And I know we're here talking about marketing, but marketing starts in the mind. You know, I don't always want to show up and do the podcast. I don't always want to show up and speak to an audience, you know, especially when it's those days where a lot of people are not connecting and my brain is telling me, look at the numbers, look at the numbers. You know what? You have to have a compelling future in your mind, right? That keeps you anchored to doing the things you don't want to do because you know it's the stuff you need to do. I don't always want to do Winners Wednesday. I don't always want to do everything that I know I must do. And you said it so right, Gino. You said, you know, who do you want to become for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your legacy? You know what? Who do you want to become for you? Who do you want to become for you? Let me tell you, I own my own Century 21 company. I had 125 agents at one time. I was ready to change my name to Lucy Trump. I was making so much money. And even after doing that for 20 years, I said, I'm still not satisfied. I don't feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? Fulfilled is something that money can't buy. Fulfilled is something that nothing can give you fulfillment, right? And so I left everything behind because I wanted to search. I wanted to seek out what's going to be fulfilling to Lucy. And you know what I found? What has become fulfilling to Lucy after going through 5 years of hell, walking through desert, walking through hell, walking alone, falling down, getting up, feeling, you know, lost and weary and uncertain and fearful and many times angry, frustrated, irritated. What I've now found is living by purpose. Like if it aligns with my purpose, if it aligns with that compelling future that I'm going to have, if it aligns with the person I want to become, if it aligns with me in the future, not now, I'll do it for free. And that's why I do Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp for free, because I'm not worried about the money. The money will come. I'm focused on the future. So you must do the same thing, because I'm sure you don't always want to be up till late at night doing all those amazing flyers and posts. And I mean, we're going to talk about that right now because you're like crushing it on media. I mean, your flyers and you're putting so much stuff out. Tell us about your mindset.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, I love that you shared that, honestly. And the biggest thing is that we all go through this, right? It's not, I have those days that I'm like, hey, like, I am not in the right mindset. I need to go clear myself up. I need to go fill my cup up first. I need to focus on myself first. I need to, right? So that's the biggest thing is if you're going through it right now, hey, I'm with you. Like if Emily, if you're going through it right now, I'm with you, sis.
Yeah.
You know, Gino, the other Gino, or Brian, if you guys are going through it, I'm with you. But here's the thing. You can't let that ride for days. You can't let that ride for weeks, for months. It's all about nipping it right there, right? Owning up to it, right? Because you have those days where, like, my wife knows when I'm like not in the right mental state, or if I'm a little bit stressed out. And, you know, we have arguments just like every relationship. But the biggest thing is like, hey, you should go work on yourself. Go work out, go for a run. Right. So when you have individuals like that are helping you push to that next level or overcome whatever that obstacle is. If I'm feeling stuck, I call Rebecca, I call Josue, I call, you know, or my wife would tell me herself, like, hey, like, you need to go walk, go run, go work out, go do something, go outside, take the sun in. Right. So it's all about overcoming that little hurdle so you can move on to that next level, which is the overcoming, right? The action that you have to take.
Yes.
So, my mindset is that it's like that. It's like, hey, like, I can't let this. I went to church the other days, and I don't know how everyone is, faith wise, but I went to church, and the message was worrying, because I worry a lot. I think a lot. Naturally, I'm overthinking, and that's my C behavior.
Right.
But the message was, every moment spent worrying won't give you an extra day of life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was like, oh man, you have to be kidding me, right? So it's like, now every time that I feel like I'm overthinking, or me and my wife, like, we both tell each other the same thing, like, hey, like, you're worrying. It's not going to give you an extra day of life. You're losing time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, like, let's go take action. So in real estate, it's the same thing. If you're going through, issues with your transactions, if you're going through things like that, something goes wrong south, you're not getting enough leads, you're calling leads and you're failing to follow up, or they're not answering their phones, it's okay. You have to continue to stay following up. If you're doing online leads, we can talk about online leads, social media, creating content, systems, and things like that. I know all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, it all starts with the mindset. And obviously right now, if you're doing online leads, just for those of you that are thinking of Zillow and Realtor.com and Realty.com and all the different lead portals, any online leads, Facebook ads, any of these online leads, it takes on average 8 to 14 touches, right? So the problem is, a lot of agents give up after the second try. Some of them don't even call them, right? Exactly. So that's all a mindset. Like, oh, I don't know what they're going to say. Oh, I feel like I'm bothering them. Oh, I feel like. It's all a mindset thing. It's like, they inputted the information for a reason. Follow up. You're a professional. You're saying, hey, I'm here as a professional, just making sure that you are being represented, making sure that you have the information that you opted in for. And if you're gonna get cursed off, people are gonna tell you to F off. People are gonna tell you to move away, stop. But it's part of the game. And you have to acknowledge that, and just the fastest you can overcome that, the fastest you'll be able to continue to level up, take actions, and show up, like Ram said.
Yes. So I've got here, let's see, Brian had written something over here. Brian has said, okay, do what other people are not willing to do. Absolutely. Do what other people are not willing to do. We've got also your counterpart, Gino. He says, why is it when I'm with Lucy, I do better because she puts the pressure on, and then when I'm by myself, I get comfortable? I think that's called human nature. All right. We need to be under pressure.
You need to be around Lucy more. Around Lucy more. The thing is, like, you have people like Lucy. If you have someone that's pushing you to become better, it's because they actually care. And sometimes, sometimes you have someone like Lucy or myself or anybody, any team leader, that you may think they're being a B, or they're being like A+, right? But they care. They care for your success.
Yes.
Right. So you have to show up and actually take action. But at the end of the day, like, once you get home, it's like you have to continue to work like if Lucy was still there.
Yeah.
Like if Lucy was still like right there on your phone and she's calling you and like, hey, where are the calls? Where, what's happening? So, you have to show up. But at the end of the day, like, Lucy can't keep doing the same thing, can't continue to put in pressure on you, because at the end of the day, like, that's just motivation for the moment. Yeah. As soon as you get home, like, you should have something that drives you to say, hey, like, with Lucy or no Lucy, I'm going to take action. Yeah. And I'm here to win. Let's go.
And you're absolutely right. And before we continue, I want to remind everyone, if you have missed any of the other episodes of Agents in the Trenches, I mean, this is a podcast where we just talk about the real, raw realities of the struggle, because the struggle is real. Not just for realtors, but for business people and entrepreneurs in the whole real estate industry, especially right now. I mean, we all know that the market has been tough for the last 12 months. Some people say it's going to get tougher. Some people say it's going to pass. We don't know. But here's what I do know. The market is not our reality. Our reality has to be what we decide to be day in and day out. Let me tell you, Gino, I think the way I keep myself accountable is I put myself in difficult situations. I create for myself an ecosystem that is going to hold me accountable. For example, last year I didn't do Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp, right? Last year, I was focused more on international and doing my thing internationally, but I knew what I must do, boots on the ground locally, for me to get really loud, for me to take massive action. Like I even wear my words. Like I've gotten to the point where I wear my words on my shirt, and now I'm wearing them to the boot camps on Wednesdays. And these are words that I believe in. I believe in massive action. I believe in igniting people's potential. I believe in no excuses. I believe in make money Mondays. Like Monday is the day you must align your week. So for those that feel like Gino and like us, because hey, listen, we're not over it. We got to overcome, like overcome every single day. We got to become overcomers every single day. And I think, yes, you need a Lucy in your life, but more than a Lucy in your life, because I mean, Lucy, I can only bring the horse to the water. Not that I'm calling anybody a horse. I'm just using the slogan.
The analogy.
You could lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. And we got to get thirsty. Like we got to get so dehydrated from our current situation, from living paycheck to paycheck, from always ending at the bottom of the barrel, from always ending at the short end of the stick, from always being at the back of the line. You got to be so dehydrated from that you get so thirsty that you're like, you know what? I'm going to drink when Lucy's there, when Lucy's not there. I'm going to make Lucy proud until you develop the right mindset. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, like, you know, imagine if you are, let's just say Brian, right? Brian said,
Yes.
you know, and I feel like not making videos, I would, what would Lucy do, right? Imagine that same shirt that Lucy has, Brian, you're wearing, and Brian, you're at Lucy's office and you're just sitting there not doing anything, right? Imagine being in a public setting and someone seeing, you know, your realtor saying Gino sells Florida, but you're just there not doing anything and you're actually not selling real estate. Like, it's like someone's going to call you out on it, right? So it's like you have to, you need to have those people around you that are going to push you. But at the end of the day, like today is one of those days where we're working on this huge event.
Yes, we're going on the cruise.
We're going on the cruise. We're going on the cruise. So we've been, you know, me and my partner Rebecca, we've been working behind the scenes with the event crew and the welcome crew and just getting everything ready, all the behind the scenes from marketing, visuals, videos, anything, like you name it. We have been working nonstop. And last night, I went to sleep almost like at 3 a.m.
Oh,
but
wow.
I was up already at 5:30.
Wow.
I was up at 5:30. Like my son was my alarm, but I woke up and I was like, hey, like I have two options. I can either go use the restroom and come back to bed, or I can go use the restroom, throw some cold water in my face, and go hit the pavement and go running. So
yes, I went running this morning too, and I saw your video. Announcing the Agents in the Trenches. And you know what? You're the kind of people we need to hang around more. Let me say this for everybody in the back of the room, and I want everybody to light up the chat. Give me your perspective. Give me your thoughts. Wouldn't we all do much better hanging around with people like Gino Morales? And the problem is we're hanging around with low ballers. We're hanging around with, you know, people that are more lost and confused. And we're hanging around with ourselves. Guys, I can't hang around. Why do you think I'm going on this cruise? I'm going on this cruise because I said I must get around the people that are gonna like give me that rocket fuel. Like give me that rocket fuel.
As a leader, not only for like as we're all leaders, by the way. Like if you're a brand new agent, you're our leader. You're leading yourself as well. Yes. But there's a quote that I want to say he's pretty much everyone's mentor at this point, John Maxwell, and it was a training that I was in. He said, with the people that you hang around with, but you also have to ask, like, it's almost like a double question: the people that you hang around with, and the people, and how you're showing up. There's two things, right? You're either a fountain or you're a drain.
Ooh, say it again.
You're either a fountain or you're a drain, right? Think about that. You just to visually think of how dirty a drain is, right? Think about what it does, right? Draining
Just
things
sucks
out,
it all in. Just sucks it all
right?
in.
A fountain, a fountain. When you're thirsty for growth. You're thirsty for that next level. That's the type of water that I want to drink. So when you're hanging around with drains versus fountains, or even how you show up, how do you show up to your clients and to your family and to your agents and to your community, right? Are you delivering value? Are you giving water of community, of education? Are you giving, positivity? Are you, right? Or are you being a drain and just draining people away from success and from achieving that next level? So it's a double question, but think about that. It's like, if the people that you hang around with, it's like, hey, you want to hang around with people that are doing things at that next level, that are going to continue to be a fountain for you when you're feeling thirsty, instead of just draining yourself and things like that. But I would really think about that. It all starts with the mindset, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited that you brought that up, because it's the biggest reason why we do what we do, why we pour into our communities, why Lucy shows up, to Winter Wednesdays and delivers value to everything that she does, right, for free at that point, right? It's free. I do the same thing, right? When you're just giving value, it's because you want to show up as a fountain.
I want to show up, yes.
You don't want to show up as a drain pipe, trying, getting ready to spit garbage at people, right? And suck. So that's the biggest thing.
You've seen those drains, right? You've seen those drains. They're just like sucking. I'm good with sound effects. I grew up with two brothers, so we would get like really silly. Listen, guys, if you want to watch this, later, everybody needs to watch this again. I want to remind you that my crew, the Q crew, is going to drop a link. Click it. Turn your car into an Agents in the Trenches University. Go back and listen to all these massive action takers, these game changers like Gino. Gino, I want to respect your time. Give us the best 3 tips on marketing, because I know we got here to talk about marketing, but the audience is just wanting to learn about growth and success, and we all want to make it, right? We all want to make it, and you and I are people that were givers, and we want people to make it. So what are those 3 tips for marketing that they need to focus on right now?
Biggest thing, 1, brand new agents, don't show up as a brand new agent online. You just create content, create videos, your visuals, that whatever you do visually needs to look attractive, needs to look like it's next level, because that's what you are, okay? Brand wise, marketing wise, when I first got started, everything was just Facebook Live, going live, documenting your open houses. That still works to a certain extent, right? We have Facebook groups and things like that. But now everything is all about personal branding.
Yes.
Right. So the biggest thing that we need to do is, if you have a business Instagram, like I'm going to double down on Instagram. You have to identify where your ideal client is, right? If your ideal client is on Facebook, then hey, let's double down on Facebook. We know that the older age range is going to be a little bit more on Facebook versus a TikTok or Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It just naturally is. Or same thing if you're looking for a professional or business professional, someone that does like doctors or things like that. Maybe LinkedIn or Twitter might be an option for you, but identify where that ideal client of yours is. For us, I'm looking to transition a lot of it over into Instagram. Why? Because Instagram is your new business card. We first it was Google, but Instagram is actually a huge search platform now. Everything that you type in, like, you have to leverage the captions every time you post reels, every time you post anything. Leverage that copy, that extra where you can write in all the words. Leverage that, because all of that information is being indexed into Instagram, and Instagram is sending that over to Google. So now you show up automatically. People, you can be talking about open houses and with no HOA in Kissimmee, right? I hope I said Kissimmee, right? But all of that information gets indexed over to Google, so it's more searchable, right? So, but if you have a business account, and one of the questions that I always got asked when I first got started coaching agents and training agents on social media was, should I have a business YouTube or business Instagram or business Facebook or personal? Like, what should I do? On Instagram, you want to have your personal brand because people are going to connect with you. People are going to see your face. You're not going to go show the house and not be present or not, so you have to show your face. Point blank, period. Like, show your face because it's a people business. If you don't want to show your face, then you might just become an ISA for a team or something like that. But if you are a realtor, position yourself as an expert, focus on your personal branding, who you are, what you do, what you're passionate about, share that. And if you have a business account, you can always create a business Instagram. And when you post your content on Instagram, you can collaborate with your business page. That way people know that, hey, Gino, the business, the CEO, Coach Lucy, the CEO, is owner of XYZ. Gino is the CEO of XYZ, right? So everything kind of goes tied back to your personal brand. We all know Ryan Serhant, right? So if you look into his personal brand is Ryan Serhant, right? But if you look into it deeper, you have CEO, founder of Serhant Real Estate, CEO, owner of Selling Manhattan. So everything kind of falls into that personal brand category. So that's the biggest thing that I would do is focus on the things that you're passionate about, what you want people to know, and just double down on creating content for yourself, show your face. And it's all about mindset, document, and personal branding.
Oh my goodness, this has been fire. This has been so fire. This has been so cool. I'm so happy that you joined us for this episode of Agents in the Trenches, the real raw realities of the real struggle out there, right? Day in and day out, the mindset. We got to become great marketers right now. And it's funny because some of the people that are watching us who were at Winners Wednesday yesterday are going to think that I told you about the Build Your Brand challenge that I gave them, because I said, listen, guys, you got to go build your brand. So, stop hiding behind the key. Stop hiding behind the flyer. Stop hiding behind the open house. Yes, those make good stories, right? Here's what happened today. I had a closing. I did an open house. Show everybody the behind the scenes. But who are you? People want to know who you are, right? And that's one of the reasons that I started this podcast. I said, I need to get loud. That's the reason I do everything that I do, because I'm focused on, if I'm not relevant, I'm irrelevant. Right, and we're living.
And just a little bonus tip, since we were talking heavily about mindset, something that I've done. We should all be leveraging AI, ChatGPT, the bare minimum. ChatGPT. Create. If you're not paying for ChatGPT, I suggest you do, because there's just so much stuff that you can do in there. But create a custom GPT of yourself. But here's the trick. I want you to add that DISC behavior assessment that we were talking about. I want you to upload that into that GPT, okay? I also want you to go and look for, like, for example, for myself, I added my DISC behavior, how I interact, how I talk, my mind. I added all that information over into the GPT, but I also added my favorite superheroes. I added my favorite I used to watch Dragon Ball Z when I was younger. So I love Super Saiyan, right? Super Saiyan is like, you get to this next level, you kind of grow into this next level of, like, you just get more energy, you get more strength. So I created a GPT version of me with Super Saiyan mode. So I have like all this like red hair and like super strong. So I added all that information over to that GPT. So whenever I'm feeling stuck, whenever I am overthinking, if I need help with something, I go into that GPT and I can just have a normal conversation with the GPT that I created, going back and forth, and they already know how I talk, what I think. They'll give me information based on on literally everything that I do.
So it's like a counselor. It's
Pretty
like your
much.
coach.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I'm a great student. Like you don't need to tell me twice. I'm hungry. Okay, so you take your disc assessment, you put it into. I call my ChatGPT Cheetah because
Hey.
she's fast. She's fast. I like fast and furious, right? So I call my ChatGPT Cheetah. So I take my disc assessment, and then how do I tell it how I talk? Like how do you do that part?
You pretty much you give it a row, and there's actually, if you search on ChatGPT, you can put custom GPT, and it'll give you the instructions of everything that you have to, that pretty much how you want it to talk to you. You give it
Okay.
a role. You can say, hey, your role is to be a motivator,
Okay.
XYZ, answer questions, be a mentor, a coach to me, and you add all these information of things
Okay.
that you want it to do to you, and then it'll, and when you're feeling stuck, it'll narrow down the response so you understand it because it's talking to you in your own behavior
Okay.
type. So it kind of connects a little bit deeper, and and everyone else is a little bit different, right? But if you're a
I
little bit
love
more
that.
detailed, if you're detailed like me, then it's going to give you a really detailed instructions on what to do, how to overcome whatever I'm going through. So, just add all that information. The more that you can feed it about yourself, you can add like information about yourself. Like, I am a coach, I am an international speaker, I'm a mentor, I do this, XYZ. You give that information to the GPT, and it'll continue to learn as you continue to ask questions and things like that. But that's the biggest thing that I do. Like, I use my custom GPT like 90% of the time. If I need
Oh
to
yeah.
rewrite an email, I say, hey, like, rewrite it, but make it sound like exactly like me, really detailed, things like that.
I love that. So everybody needs to do their disc assessment. I think that's super powerful. And by the way, as we mature and we get more emotional maturity and intelligence, right? It does change a little bit. So that's the only thing I haven't done. I haven't uploaded it, but I tell my cheetah, talk to me like my empire builder coach. Like give me the real raw, like hard truth. Don't sugarcoat it, because I'm on go mode. So
I love that.
Gino, my man. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy you accepted this invitation. I can't wait to see you up close and personal on that amazing cruise. So many people need to come with us next year. And give us your closing words, my friend. You've been amazing. Everybody put some emojis in the chat. Hasn't he been amazing?
No, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching it. Make sure you guys are all connecting with Lucy. Lucy is amazing. Everything that she's doing to just deliver value, become that fountain for you guys is something that makes her not only stand out as a leader, but it shows her character, who she really is as an individual. So thank you, Lucy, for inviting me here. The biggest thing is, with all this information, like I always say I feel like every event that I host, like I always say the same thing. It's, if you're sitting down, if you're taking notes, if you're watching videos, if you're learning, none of it really matters if no action is taken. So I would say whatever, massive action, massive. I was not even thinking about that, but yeah, massive action. Take massive action in anything that you do. Because at the end of the day, you're just wasting your time. If you watch this for the 55 minutes of your time and you didn't implement anything that I talked about or Lucy talked about, you just wasted 55 minutes of your life. So
Yes.
Take action. Take action.
Everybody go follow Gino at Gino N. Morales.
Yes, Gino N. Morales. Just search Gino Morales. You'll see me right away. Anything that I can be, of help, any questions, I'm an open book. So feel free to send me over a DM.
All right, guys. Thank you. We will see everyone at the next episode of Agents in the Trenches. Until next time, God bless. Thank you, Gino. Take care, everybody. Let's go.